Okay, it's a topic that has been in the news for, well, it seems like forever now. That is the coronavirus and the whole tracking people and keeping up with who's traveling from where and where are they going, how do they contract it. It can be very complicated. One North Texas company, MTX, has developed a tracking app to help New York State officials track those travelers coming in from China. And joining me right now on Skype is Das Noble, CEO of MTX. Thanks for joining us. Quick question, what made you guys develop this tracking app to help these officials up in the state of New York?
Absolutely. So about 3 weeks ago, New York State and Google reached out to MTX knowing that they would need a rapid application literally within a few days. And MTX was able to be in a position to be able to do that. So we responded and agreed to put together a few use cases, and in less than a week, we were able to put the output in place, and then the legal team, the operations teams all got together to ensure that they can deploy this for the monitoring activities.
Walk our viewers through it. How does it work?
Absolutely. So there's multiple stages to in terms of how the tracking and monitoring works. The first stage is for the travelers that are coming from China. So you have about 11 airports that were designated to receive inbound flights from China, and JFK was one of those. The idea is that when the passenger gets off from the airplane, then they would be directed toward a specific area where the CDC staff, in coordination with JFK staff, will be asking them questions, getting their contact information, and get their consent. So what happens is, with those information that ends up in our applications, it could come in, in terms of live as they enter the informations, or it could come in a CSV file. Once those informations are uploaded, on a daily basis, New York State will send a text message. So all the travelers would get a text message on a daily basis up to 14 days, or the text message simply asks them whether they are feeling ill or they have certain symptoms. If they answer no, then they are all set for that day, and they'll get the message again on the next day. However, if they answer yes, then they will be followed up with additional questions such as the temperature, if they're taking any medicine, or they may be contacted to taken to the hospitals, or maybe get some additional treatment advice from New York State Department of Health.
Yeah, and let's just hope at that point these people tell the truth of how they're actually feeling, which would lead to, I guess, medical attention if needed. Do you see this thing going to other applications, such as just the common flu or any other viruses that might come up in our society?
That's a great question. Working with the state government agencies, we have realized that there are an application that centralizes these informations, so that way the government officials can mobilize their resources. So in talking to government agencies, they believe that it's going to be applicable beyond coronavirus. For example, in any given year, each state may deal with 2 to 3 pandemics. And when you have those scenarios, this application that expand, whether it's specific illness, whether it's the typical flu season, typically you want to be able to do is track certain illness and widespreadness of that in a specific region. So this specific application, it goes beyond the coronavirus application.
Das Noble, MTX Group, we appreciate you joining us on the show. Well, keep us informed of what's going on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, coming up, more. Stick around. We'll be right back.